comes out of the bottom of this.
And so basically, we dump the grain into there. Now you missed that part. I mean, but it's not that exciting. Dump the grain in there, and then it gets cracked, and then pulled across by basically like a corkscrew. Comes across. I'm sorry, I'm blocking in your focus. And then it gets pulled across here and into the mill room here. I mean, into the brew house. That's the mill room. And it drops into the mash tun here. And basically, this portion of the brewery is the hot liquor tank, which is a fancy word for a hot water heater, basically. And it's steam jacketed. You can see the steam coming up right now. That's running around this thing, keeping the water hot. And then we put a certain specific temperature of water into the grain. And that activates the enzymes in the grain to convert the starch into sugar. And so that maltiness you kind of smell in the air is that sugary aspect of the process. But right now, he's transferring the sugar, which is called wort at this point. W-O-R-T, it's a German word. And it's being transferred, you can see that sight glass there. It's coming across and into the kettle over here. So the kettle is steam jacketed as well, and it's going to be... Oh, bring it down to it. Huh? No. Or Vorloff. Oh, the Vorloff. Okay, so what we're doing is we're rinsing the sugars through the grains right now. And then we'll transfer it into the kettle and bring that up to a boil. And then once we do that, we'll add the hops. The hops will impart the bitterness and the aroma to the wort at this point. And then the wort gets transferred through a heat exchanger, which basically cools it down because it's very hot, right? We want to cool it down and then pump it back upstairs. And we'll show you that in a minute.
So those pipes, like...
Yeah, basically this pipe here, right, runs all the way up into the upstairs fermenter room. So from there, we take the cooled down wort and we pump it into a fermenter and we add the yeast. And then the yeast eats the sugar and converts it to alcohol and CO2. And you'll see a couple of tanks up there that are fermenting right now, and they're a little slow point in their process where they're winding down. But you'll see bubbles coming out, and that's basically the CO2 that comes out as part of the process.
The female fermenters, the wort from downstairs, pumped up through this hose here into one of these vessels.
Which vessel are we going to use today?
Here.
Yeah, so basically these are much thicker than they appear. It's not like a keg where it's just a piece of stainless steel. There's actually two pieces.
You can see the well lines where it just basically comes in from the bottom, kind of loose, and then it starts spinning around and comes out of the top there.
And each one of them has got like a regulator on them to keep the pressure at the right level. And then the pressure in the tank pushes the beer out to the bar.
How do you keep track of all these tubes?
You have to think about it.
Just trace them.
If you don't think about it, then you make a mistake.
The leg bone is connected to the knee bone, and
The valves in the brew house. Yeah.
now why are those canisters all different sizes?
These are kegs. Because
Those
some people
are-
want to drink 15 ounces, and some people want to drink 5.
Oh,
Yeah. So basically, the small tanks are 1/3 the size of the big ones.
oh, okay.
But basically half barrel and 6 barrel.
Yeah, you've
Makes
seen
sense.
some restaurants where they just have one little keg set up, and they have like basically a little kegerator refrigerator thing. And they can drive 3 of these small ones through there instead of one of the big ones. And that way they can offer 3 different beers.
Oh, okay.
Like Manifest is a place like that.
Mhm.
They're taking our amber.
Drops out. Comb is there that we can harvest the yeast and repitch it on the next batch. The finished beer is then transferred through, what was it, this sort? Into the right tanks.
So So those tanks back there are actually, they're driving the beer at the bar right now.
So what's going on here?
This is the mash out. This is extracted the sugars
Okay, now I'm getting
for the brew, and we are now removing the spent grain from the mash tun to send to a pig farm
Oh,
to make pigs happy.
do the pigs get drunk off of that?
Probably by the time they get it, it's gone into a little fermentation, and there may be some alcohol in it. There's still a lot of sugar in it, so yeah, they enjoy it.